Then Jesus again spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John 8:18. Well, blessings, happy Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas, friends and family. Thanks for joining us over this last week as we celebrate Hanukkah together. I did want to take a few minutes just to add a few things that we didn't cover that we probably should have covered. This year, we're going to be traveling to all of our kids for Christmas, and we haven't seen them since right at Thanksgiving. So it's been a very long time since this has happened, but we didn't put up any Christmas decorations this year. The only thing that we have are a couple of small poinsettias, which I bought to put on the mantle for these Hanukkah videos. But so you can see what my wife has been putting up with the last 10 days, I want to show you how I turned our living room into a video studio. Kind of back up and let you see what So this is what my wife's had to put up with this week while I've been doing the Hanukkah videos, turning in the living room into a studio. Kind of a mess. I'll be picking all this stuff up this afternoon and getting her living room back to the way she wants it. So I'd like to make a few suggestions to all of my Gentile friends. Not to sound condescending or anything, but we're not great at keeping up with Jewish feasts. They're not part of our normal routine, especially since they are on a lunar calendar. Believe me, I generally refamiliarize myself with all the Jewish holidays every year, and I have to look up the dates. I'm not always on top of it. I always know coming into November, okay, when's Hanukkah this year? Because it's always different. So my suggestion is this. Remember, on a Hebrew calendar, a day actually begins at sundown and runs through the next day at sunset. Like we saw on the 7th day video, if we compared it to Christmas and our solar calendar, knowing we celebrate December 25th as Jesus' birthday, and 8 days later is the 1st of January, a day of dedication. The last day begins the evening before and would be New Year's Eve. So I'd encourage everybody, if you can't keep up with Hanukkah, or if you missed Hanukkah this year and you're getting familiar with what we've been doing, I'd encourage you to make Christmas Eve your first day of Hanukkah. Watch the videos as an encouragement. I've done this in the past before, as well as some of my friends. It's easier to keep up with, and it actually makes that time between Christmas and New Year's a time of real true reflection on what the Lord's done. Here's some notes that's just for preparation, which I'll probably put into the introduction video later. A menorah or Hanukkah. This is actually a menorah, what was found in the temple. It actually has 7 branches, but the middle one is still level. The Hanukkah has 9 candles, as we've seen before, with the one raised in the middle. Now, there's some other modern Hanukkahs that do different things with the candle heights, placement of candles. But anyway, you can find this. All you need to do is put it in your internet browser, Hanukkah for sale, Hanukkah menorah for sale, and all sorts of offerings pop up. I mean, you can get them cheaper or very expensive. Now, ours, menorah, Hanukkah, it's actually not a cheap one. It's all brass, and but it does look like it's had its better days. I'm not really sure how we came by it. Someone had given it to my mother years ago. I was probably a little kid. It can actually be taken all the way apart to be cleaned, which I do need to clean it. Let's talk about the candles. Now, this is a box of candles, and again, you can buy those online, or you can even buy them this time of year at a grocery store on the foreign food aisle. Now, I'll say this, I bought mine online, and the reason why I did is because they're a little bit larger, higher quality than what you can get normally in a grocery store. So that's why I bought mine online. Each box comes with 45 candles. I know that might seem to be an odd number, but you'll appreciate it. It's the exact number you'll need for all 8 days of Hanukkah. The 2 candles and plus the servant candle, so there's one more than there are days. So 2 for the first day, 3 for the second, all the way down to the 8th day where you have 9. You add those all up together, and there's 45 candles. Now, these candles that I have here, these actually have been burning just an hour, pretty much up to an hour. Now, these are burned down. Now, these are actually the ones that I use for the day 8. They burn through the production time on that, and I've got them burning now. They will have lasted at least an hour. Also, let me give you a little bit more information on candles in Hanukkah. Now, candles will usually fit inside the holder, but I've found that there's usually some slop. In other words, the candles wobble and tilt really bad. You may have noticed that whenever I put the servant candle in after I've lit them, I'll actually hold the bottom of it to the adjacent candle. That way it melts the wax, or it makes it soft, and when I push it down into that center holder, it'll stick straight. It looks like on my videos that everything just went perfect for everything for the setup, but what you did not see was me trying to get the candle straight and not fall over. And so I would cut the parts out of the video where I was trying to make them stand up. And also in the video, I would cut out sometimes the time between lighting candles, because a new candle, which I don't have one out of a box right now, it has wax on the tip of the wick. And so you have to melt the wax on the tip of the wick for the wick to start to burn. So it would take a long time, not a long time, but a few seconds before the wick would catch on fire. And so I'd cut part of that time so we didn't spend time just watching wax melt. What I did learn, a little trick for the last night, you learn it the last night, right? Not the first night, was I first lit each one of the candles just a little bit, just to get the wax off of it before I started the celebration. That way, when I actually went to light each candle, each of those candles lit pretty fast. Sometimes I would have candles that I just couldn't get them to stand up straight. I'd heat them to melt them, but here's a quick video showing some unruly candles. I think this is from the 6th night. Also, I don't know, but if you noticed, but each night I wore a different tie. Yeah, I did wear the same shirt, but it was just for the celebration video. So I never wore that shirt any more than 15 minutes or 15, 20 minutes per video. So it's not like I wore that same shirt for 10 days straight, 9 days straight. No, I didn't. I just wore it for the videos. But each video I had a different tie on. And so I have to admit that I've worn more ties in 10 days than I have in the last 10 years. One other kind of funny thing is, with working from home, I generally don't shave but maybe a couple of times a week. I mean, I'll get pretty burly up here, and I don't know if my wife noticed, but this week I've been clean shaved pretty much every day, because I wanted to make sure that my videos, I didn't have a shadow or anything. Well, I don't know if it's funny, but anyway. Also, I want to just let you know that, oh, that's good. You hear my cuckoo clock. So sometimes I'd be in the middle of video and I'd have to stop. Just stop. Let the cuckoo do its thing. That was fun. And just in case you want to go back and watch the videos for Christmas, Hanukkah videos for Christmas, I just want to let you know one other thing about it. Is I have Christmas carols, as you noticed, after we light the candle, I let the candles burn along with a Christmas carol playing in the background. Now, some of my songs got copyright strikes from YouTube, which isn't a bad thing. It's not like they're going to shut down my channel or anything. But I wanted to get rid of those, but I kept them up there with the copyright strikes, so everybody would understand that you can use that time right after you like to sing a couple of Christmas carols. So if you go back and watch the videos now, some of those videos do not have a Christmas carol, at the candle lighting. Now, you're not just going to sit there for a minute or 2 minutes just watching candles with no music or anything. The videos actually cut that entire portion out, so we see the candles completely lit, and it goes straight to the teaching. Now, there are some that still do have a Christmas carol. Those are songs that I didn't get a copyright strike, and so I left them how they are. Right? Anyway, I want to thank you again for joining us this year. We've really enjoyed hearing from some of you, and we do hope that you have a blessed holiday. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Shalom.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we